brilliant. Nice one. anybody like to raise your hand, and you need to use the mic, please. That.
Hi, Oliver. How disappointed were you with that defeat, and also the nature of the defeat?
Massively disappointed, everyone. It hurts how the game was played. So I've seen 60, 70 minutes, a fantastic performance of our team, and yeah, once again we didn't decide the game when we could have decided it. It's happened a few times, and I think this is when I'm, let's say, now having played, I think, 12 games in this season. So when we was the first defeat, and I think, let's say, this is maybe the missing link to be really a top team in the Premier League, is having this efficiency and decide the game when you can decide. I think you don't have more clear chances than we had in the first 60 minutes when you play away at Everton. Very good team, very well organized, and then when, as long as it's 1-0, it's always everything is possible. And then we made one mistake in defense, and we don't make many mistakes in our defense, but we made one, and they got the penalty, and the game was open. Yeah, and then it was who gets the lucky punch and takes it. Today it was Everton, so congrats to them. But yeah, it really hurts, because we all feel it was our fault.
You've spoken before about the importance of momentum. Do you think that that's also kind of what decided the game today, with after the equaliser, that Everton just had the momentum and you didn't?
Yes, yeah. And again, it feels for me, because we let them in the game, yeah, because we didn't take our clear chances. First half, fantastic performance. You know, I remember the last game. So last year we lost both games 2-1. But when I compare the performances, so I think this was by far the best one. Yeah, and but 1-0 is, and then it's Premier League football. Every team every team can score in the Premier League. Yeah, with one situation with set plays, and this happened today. And but on the other side, it's part of a development. Yeah, that we're now. It's never a straight line up. I think we have made a few steps forward in the last couple of months, and yeah, today we have to feel this disappointment, this pain, and then we will learn from it and try to improve it.
It seemed like some of your players looked quite tired, sort of late on in the game, or sort of after the sort of, as you say, like 70th minute. Do you think that the sort of result was partly down to the number of games you played and the number of minutes in their legs at all? You don't think that was anything to do with it?
No, it would be cheap excuse, and it's easy to say, but we will have to schedule hopefully until the end of the season, because then we have a long journey in the cup competitions, and I think nobody had this feeling for 60 minutes, yeah. And when we are maybe 2 or 3-0 up, I think the game ends completely different, yeah? And then everybody would say, "Wow, no physical issue," and it was just, you know, when you get the equalizer at home, you get the momentum, yeah, you get the energy again, and for us, yes, it's, and also the players are feeling it, yeah. Then you have in your mind, oh. We could have decided it already, yeah, and so that's going on. We tried to bring on a few fresh legs, but today it didn't work.
And just a slight positive, Jeremy Pino seems to have played really well, both against Dinamo Kyiv and today as well. How pleased are you with how he's settled in and how he's sort of starting to make a bigger difference?
Yeah, very pleased. So it's exactly what we have, why we signed him. Yeah, he's such an understanding of the pitch, great work of the space. Sorry, how he moves in the right areas, how confident he is with the ball, and he also has a great work ethic. You know, how he is working out of possession and always supporting our wing backs. So yeah, it's very, very positive how he's performing and how quick he has settled in.
Gentlemen.
Hi Oliver, just in terms of the unbeaten run as a whole ending. I mean, 19 games, and it looks so close to being 20. How big an achievement was it to actually go on a run of that length?
The wrong question today.
Mm.
I'm a terrible loser, so maybe in the international break I can reflect on this great run. But I told the players, but I think when I talk about it, it's not my feeling at the moment. Even I know it, but I told the players that they can be really proud on themselves. It's the next chapter they wrote into Crystal Palace history book after winning 2 trophies. Now the longest unbeaten run in history in over 120 years or whatever. So it's a huge achievement from the players, and so they deserve all the credit. And on the other side, it just feels, I still feel it should have been at least 20 now. So yeah, but it's now time. Also, sometimes you need. Now I think maybe we need to feel this pain again. You don't want it, but sometimes you need it, and to make the next step forward. And now his fingers are crossed with many players going on the international duties, that everybody comes back fit and healthy, and then we will go on starting the next one.
I love it. Jack Grealish just went on TV and said that Adam Wharton was the best player on the pitch in his opinion. There's a lot been made about England and Adam. I just wanted to get your thoughts on his performance today.
Oh yes, was very good, but not just this game, in many games, and I think it's yeah, exactly showed where he's excellent, how quick he finds solutions, and what I like today, because sometimes we're speaking about he's always passing with 1 or 2 touches. Sometimes he also can drive the ball, and this is what he showed today. And I think we had a very good setup today. We knew either they press us man to man, and we wanted to go in behind quickly, or when they've just like in the first half, and Chaya is 110, and then it's difficult to control both of our sixes, and Adam and Daichi worked so well in these spaces, and then we could always break the first pressing line and could run. So this is also how the goal happened. Yeah, then they went with the midfielder higher, and then we found Jeremy Pino the 10, and the other 10 was free, and we had a 2v1 or at the end a 3v2 situation. So I think every player worked so well, and then Adam knows, because his understanding, because of his pre-orientation, he always has the solution before he gets the ball. But the players have to be in the right areas, and they have done it today great over a long period, but yeah, wasn't good enough.
Oliver, you know at Crystal Palace, with the way your fans are, how passionate and noisy they are, what an impact they can play on the game. How worried was you about that happening at Everton today at this new stadium, and the way the fans are on top of the players?
Every fan deserves huge credit for the support, especially in England, and I love every single stadium. Of course, I love Selhurst most, but it's always a great atmosphere. Wherever I haven't played in one stadium here in England where it wasn't a great atmosphere. So I remember we played Monday evening, 8 o'clock at Doncaster. The rain comes sideways, 2 degrees. You know, you don't go out with your dog in this weather, and the stadium was full and the atmosphere was fantastic. So I think this is what you in England can be really proud of, that the support of your team, and yeah. So I think they were quite silent over 60-70 minutes. So also we helped them a little bit to get back, and then yes, it was very loud, and it was a really nice stadium, and yeah, unfortunately we lost.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it, everyone. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Chris, we'll start off with you.
Good evening, David. You said you wanted Jack to shoot more, but how do you sum up a performance like that?
What, Jack's performance or the team's performance?
Both, please.
Jack done great again. He had a couple of shots on target, which were pretty comfortable for the goalkeeper to save. But I have been sort of pushing him. I think that I want him to get goals as well as assists as well. Johnny on the spot, that's the key to it, isn't it? I think the bit you have to take from this is Ilian Dye's cross was in such a small space, was an incredible cross, stood it up, and really Beto should have buried it. Keeper makes a good save if you want to look at it that way, but Jack's in and around to block it, and we get that goal. But I've been expecting, we played Aston Villa here, and I was thinking we're going to score a late goal here, the way we're playing, we'll get a goal. We played West Ham the other night, and I was thinking this will be the night we get a late goal, and we hadn't done it. Even Leeds United, we 1-0 down, I thought that we were going to get a late goal. So in those early games I just never felt as if it was coming. Today I thought I thought Crystal Palace should have been out of sight. They should have been 3-0 up. But we stuck at it, we kept defending, and eventually we got a little bit of good fortune.
Like you say, you had to suffer, but there was a moment in that second half when yourself and James Garner both got the yellow card, and that seemed to almost spark things on and off the pitch for you.
Well, look, we need the crowd behind us greatly. Even any football club will tell you need it behind you. Probably when you're not doing so well. We didn't play well in the first half, but I've got to just put something right here. Crystal Palace played really, really well, and I didn't expect them to play as well. I thought after Thursday night they might have had normally the games when you come back you a bit of hangover at the start of the games. I thought they played really, really well, and we didn't play well, so not changing that, but I think it'd be wrong not to praise Crystal Palace for how well they had played in the first half.
Just finally from me, can I ask how Michael Keane is, please?
Got something between his ribs. I don't really know the outcome. I've not spoke to them yet to see what they say.
Thank you.
Paddy?
David, what was the message from yourself to the players at half time after that? You said you were disappointed by the performance in the opening period. So they looked like almost a bit more aggressive in the way they were pressing and the challenges. Was that the message?
Yeah, I've got to say the subs made a huge impact on the game. Charlie, Beto, Tim, all made an incredible impact in the game, which is great for me because I need them, and today we needed them to change things around. Look, I think the big thing at half time we needed to change the mentality, the way we had played. We started the game so poorly. They kicked the ball up the pitch, we headed it out for a throw in, they threw it in the box, we headed it out for a corner. Before you know it, we were defending 2 or 3 corner kicks in the first 3 or 4 minutes. We never got to grip with the game at all. We didn't play well, but we never got to grips. We had a few counter attacks and a few moments, but we never had it. So look, it was decisions that I felt as if we had to try and find a way of clawing ourselves back into it, and we did. I thought we started the game, the second half, really well, but we still gave them 2 big opportunities. It felt like, I don't know, 50, 55 minutes. I don't know what the exact times they were, but I thought we were getting better and stronger as the game went on, and as I said, I thought the introduction of the boys coming off the bench made a big difference.
Chris?
David, I was just thinking towards the end, it really felt like Goodison again in here. I mean, that's a huge, factor, isn't it, and what you need in those moments in the new stadium. Yeah,
and look, we're needing it, and we know that not everything can be great right away wherever you go into a new stadium. I've seen it in many stadiums. There's lots of good things which need to get better, whether it's the outside or inside, or us getting used to it, the pitch, whatever it may be, all the parts. And we'll not fix it in a few months. It will take a couple of years for everything to get sort of settled down, everybody be completely used to it. But I think, as I said there, at times we needed the backing to see if we could roar us on, and look, I thought the players went about it in the second half in the right manner. Support picked up and recognised a much improved sort of team in the second half from the first half, and look, we got something out of the game in the end. it looked as if, you know, when it was 1-0, it looked as if they could have made it 2-0, but thankfully we stuck at it and kept them out.
Any further questions?
Hi David, congratulations
Thank you.
on the win. I just wanted to ask about Jordan Pickford, because he seemed to get to for his international break, and obviously the Palace fans were kind of having a bit of fun chanting about Dean being England's #1, but how important was he just to give you the chance to win it late on?
Well, I think his ability to make saves is something which we don't underestimate. You know, it's he's been really good since I've come in, and I think he's been very good in all under all the managers who've been here. He's been really important. We laugh about it, but in the press conferences, he's got a bit of a mad streak at different times in him. You know, and you know, you never know what he might do. He's a great kicker, but other times it might look poor. Which a couple of times in the first half it didn't look great. But overall, he's a terrific goalkeeper, and that's why he's had 300 games today. 8 or 9 years we're talking about with England. So no, he done a couple of things today. We needed him to do it. But we've always needed him to do it.
And there was just some suggestion online that Jack's been playing through the pain barrier. Maybe
Who's that?
Jack had maybe been playing through
Jack
the pain
Grealish?
barrier. Yeah, is that right? Or
Yeah, Jack's had a couple of minor injuries, which we maybe over the last 2 games we've had to sort of nurse him a wee bit. But he's had to miss the odd day's training with it. But I think his performance has been. I think his performance. It's not. I don't think his performance is in question. Really. I think he's doing a lot of good things. The team didn't play particularly well in the first half, and Jack was part of that as well.
Okay, folks.
See you later. Cheers.